Have you ever wondered what the spiritual awakening process actually is? How does it affect your life? How does it play out in real life? And how does it affect your entire system? What changes? Well, that's what we're going to be covering in this video, including some signs and symptoms, so that you'll know if you're going through that right now. I'm Kelly, I'm from spiritualawakeningsigns.com, and let's dive right into the content. So let's talk first about the real process of spiritual awakening, because we want to really talk about what that process actually is. Really what it's about is having lived as a soul many different lifetimes. So you think about your timeline as a soul, you've lived life after life after life, you've been learning all your lessons, and spiritual awakening is really the time when you start to look back over all those lessons, you take all the wisdom and all the knowledge, and really what's left is the pain, and it's the pain that you're letting go of. So ultimately, spiritual awakening is a purging process. It's about clearing out all that negativity, clearing out all that pain, all the limiting beliefs that you've developed, all the ideas about life and about yourself that aren't true. It's about getting rid of all of that, so that all that is left is truth. All that is left is that spiritual enlightenment, that higher energy. That's what you're trying to get to. Now, the problem that we've got, so we're going to get into the signs and symptoms, is that because it's a purging process and because your soul is ultimately trying to let go of all the pain, not just of this lifetime, of all the lifetimes that you've lived throughout that timeline, it really causes a bit of a problem. It means that what you're going to find is that as you go through the spiritual awakening process, you're going to have intense emotions that fluctuate and change all the time. Sometimes you'll find that you have emotions and feelings that really don't fit what's actually going on round about you. So for example, you might feel depressed, you might feel anxious, you might feel angry and irritable, and it's kind of like, I don't really know why I feel that way. There seems to be no reason why I should feel that way. It's all just part of these emotions, all this old pain coming up from the system. It's probably past life and you're not even aware of it, and you just start to feel it as it works its way through your system, and it's being cleared from your energy. That's the most important part. So that can mean you're going to have fluctuating emotions, you're going to have really high sensitivity emotionally, you're going to probably find that your empathy is really, really intense. It might actually be quite difficult to deal with. Maybe you can't watch the news anymore, maybe you can't watch harsh TV shows, maybe you even struggle to be around other people. If there's conflict or arguments, it's just, you're too sensitive and it's just too much for you. You'll also find that there are other things shifting energetically, but generally what we find, if we're talking about the real symptoms that are going on in your real life, it's generally things like emotions that are the key thing, because your soul is trying to heal itself. So that's really what you're looking out for, is changing emotions and life patterns. So things that keep occurring in your life, things that keep showing up over and over again, themes, things that are pains for you, that just, it's like, why does this keep happening to me? These things are patterns that are encoded in your energetic field that just keep repeating over and over and over, no matter where you go. And it's about clearing those. Now, the wonderful thing about it is that you can clear those, you can move past them, and you can really cleanse your energy to a point where life's still going to go on, and sometimes things happen that we weren't quite expecting. But as life goes on, you find that things get clearer, and it becomes a little bit more easy for you to connect to that enlightened part of yourself, that centered part of yourself, which is the most important thing. So let's talk about how to get unstuck and how to raise your vibration, because throughout spiritual awakening, it's very, very common to become stuck, to go through times where you feel like you should be moving forward, you feel that you've been stuck in the same type of energy for such a long time, maybe you even feel you're stuck in a rut and you can't quite get out of it. It's very common in spiritual awakening, and I'm going to tell you the shortcut and the solution, and it's all about energy healing. You have to use energy healing when you go through spiritual awakening. You can go through spiritual awakening without it, but what you'll find is that those patterns will keep repeating. Those emotions will keep coming up because your soul is trying to heal them. And the only way the soul knows how to heal them is to keep creating these situations and these patterns over and over again in an attempt to resolve them in your real life. And let me tell you, that is really exhausting, and it can last a really long time. That's where we're talking about spiritual awakening that goes on for people for like 20 years. We don't want to be in that type of arena. That's too much. It's too intense and it's too disruptive to your daily life. What you want to do instead is to look into energy healing and to be healing these things that are coming up when they're coming up. Now, it's not important for you to know exactly what they are, what past life they came from, or to remember anything about it. It's just about working on the level where that energy exists, and it exists on the soul level. So you want to be working with something that really addresses the soul directly and cleanses that energy from the soul, heals the aspects that you need, and helps you move forward. When you can do that, you release all the negative energy that's holding you back. You release a lot of the weight and the density that keeps you stuck in lower vibrations, and you find that naturally you just start to resonate at a higher vibration. Naturally you just find that, you know, more harmonious people and situations are coming into your life. Things start to level out a little bit and you notice a shift. It's a really incredible thing. Now, that's why we've created all the energy healing meditations that we have. So if this is something that you want to look into, of course you can go and work with an energy healer. You can, you know, do whatever way you feel is right. But we've made products that make it really, really easy for you to just listen to the meditation. It's got the energy healing entwined within it, and you just choose the topic that you feel that you need, or you look down the list of all of them and you just feel what you're drawn to, because your soul will let you know what it is. And if you have a look, you'll probably find when you look at the page, you're like, that's a problem for me, that's a problem for me, this is exactly what I need. It's about your soul being able to show you what it is that needs to be cleared, and your soul knows. So you can always take a look at some of our energy healing meditations. They're very, very powerful and very, very effective, and we have a whole range of them. You cannot imagine the range that we have for any different issue that you could possibly have in spiritual awakening, or even in life. It's going to clear out those life patterns. It's going to bring healing to where you need it. It's going to perform past life healing, genetic healing, pineal activations. There's lots of different activations in the work that we do as well. So really helping you to step forward, clearing that stuff out your energy system so that you don't need to live it out in your daily life in the same way and kind of take a lot of time to move through it and finding it really difficult. Get ahead of it and do the healing so that your system's just constantly clearing. You're assisting it in releasing all that negative energy. It's really important. Now, if that's something you want to take a look at, we've got a link below. You can go and have a look at the entire school that we have of all the different meditations, and even just as an exercise, it's interesting to see what one you resonate with as you're looking through them, and just see if it applies to you, because it'll give you clues about what it is that is blocked in your energy system. It's very very powerful and very important. So take a little look at that and see if it's any of those are a fit for you. Thank you so much for watching. Remember that you can click below to be notified whenever we go live, and if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, give us a little thumbs up. We really appreciate it, and we've got lots more videos to come. Have a great day.